Hi, if you're watching this video, you are either one subscriber I have right now, or the odd ones out finally decided to do a collab with me. Anyways, welcome to Substitute Doll Productions. I am your green fluffy host here to tell you the wacky stories of my life. Our first story is going to be about this cool project we did in my 8th grade social studies class. We were in the middle of our American history unit, and our teacher, we'll call him Mr. Way, thought it would be a good idea to teach us about the process of creating a bill firsthand. Of course, we watched the Schoolhouse Rock video about the singing bill, but that didn't prepare us for the bloodbath that was about to ensue. The rules were simple: write a bill. The bill had to be about something legitimate. That means you couldn't just say everyone gets free candy and up with a good grade. On the contrary, you'd be laughed at your peers for even thinking it was a good idea to do that in the first place. Once everyone wrote a bill, it would go to the small committees who would then vote on the two best bills in the group. In real Congress, the losing bills would be trashed there, but we were graded based on the next phase of our assignment. Instead, the winning bills had to be presented first. The second phase was where the carnage really began. Each person would present their bill in front of the whole class. Then they'd have to sit there and answer any question or criticism from his or her fellow peers. After that, we voted to pass the bill or not. This is where you could see the danger of this project. You'd better hope you didn't go up there with even a slightly flawed bill, or else you'd be fed to the vultures. Tensions were clearly high not to fail. On the first day of the assignment, Mr. Way said, "If your bill somehow manages to get passed and I sign it, you'll get extra credit." Now, I'll have to tell you that I almost never sign bills, so you better not get your hopes up. When he said that, I felt determined to get extra credit. It's not that I needed it or something, it's just that I was presented with a seemingly impossible challenge. Those first days of work, I was a bill-making machine. I decided to make mine on the topic of second-hand smoking. It basically said in a couple of paragraphs that you aren't allowed to smoke in public places or whatever, but that doesn't matter. I put my pride into that page and a half of congressional art, and I was determined to pass through the committee. A few days of writing later, we were ready to vote on the best bills. I only had one threat at my table of four. We'll call her Cracker. From my observation, she'll be the only one to arrive at my bill. Good thing there were 2 slots, or so I thought. Everyone else read their bills. Things were going as expected. Now it was time for me to read mine. I read through it and crossed my arms, confident no one would oppose me. That's when Cracker ruined everything. She bombarded me with question after question, never letting me up. I was unprepared. She ripped my ideas to shreds, with no remorse at all. In the end, I didn't get enough votes. It didn't matter much since I'd still get to present. But an unstoppable fire now burned in my soul. I would get revenge. There was no doubt in my mind I would. The day of presentation finally came. The tables were arranged in a U shape, with the presenter's desk in the middle. We were all officially senators debating bills. The fun thing about the whole project was we couldn't just raise our hand and ask questions all willy-nilly. We had to do things the proper way, where you had to stand up, state your name, and say "point of inquiry" before you could even ask a question. Heck, you couldn't even go to the bathroom without doing something similar. I thought it was a pretty neat thing to do. We only got through 2 bills in the first day. Neither of them passed. It seemed intense out there on center stage. Everyone was scanning for that one weakness to strike their prey down. And those were presumably the good bills. I didn't care that much. I wasn't presenting until much later, and Cracker hadn't gone up yet. Fast forward a few days to the hour of revenge. She had gone up and presented her bill. It was about salary raises for teachers. If the bill passed, Mr. Way definitely would have signed it. It was up to me to tear it down. But things looked hopeless. She was countering everyone else's attacks out there. I needed to find the problem quickly before the debate closed. That's when I found it. The one flaw. Her bill was basically solid, except for one thing. The bill expected every teacher in the U.S. to get paid an average extra of $15,000 per year. I thought that would cost a lot, so I ran the numbers on my TI-84 calculator. Turns out it would cost billions to do that in just the state of Delaware alone, which happens to be one of the least populated states in the whole U.S. I felt like Luke Skywalker when he blew up the Death Star. I single-handedly struck down the bill, and I felt so good. Too good, in fact. I left social studies happier than a psychopath that is slowly killing someone. I think I might have a problem. Now, I know what you're all asking. What about your presentation? Didn't that Cracker girl just shut you down again? Well, here's the kicker. She was absent the day I presented. My bill got passed and signed. So, ha! The lesson to this story is that you basically can get away with anything if you're me. Thank you and have a good